Monthly checks replacing Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI benefits. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to discuss the details of a very important topic, including monthly checks and the potential that these payments could replace fixed income benefits administered by the Social Security Administration for all the fixed income beneficiaries I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which encompasses about 70 million beneficiaries. Now, over the last few years here, we've seen a number of different monthly check programs popping up all across the country, and we do know that lawmakers are currently talking about and working on nationwide monthly check programs for millions of low-income Americans. So let's get into it and talk about the details of this and what this means for your fixed income benefit. Really fast before we do, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe right down below the video. There's that big old button right down there waiting for you. Make sure to hit that if you have not done so yet, as I'm here for you every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can by keeping you informed and, of course, pointing out anything out there right now that may impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and, of course, any major changes to these fixed income benefits. As we do also know, lawmakers are currently working on some major changes to Social Security as a whole, as it has some major financial issues ahead of it. And again, we know that these changes are coming, so again, why I want to keep you posted. So thanks so much for joining me. Truly do appreciate your support. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so, and let's get into it and talk about what this is all about in regards to monthly checks replacing fixed income benefits, what all of this means, and what some lawmakers are also saying about this, as we've got to watch this very closely. Remember, it's all about the lawmakers. They are the ones who essentially have the say as far as what changes go into effect for Social Security and other fixed income benefits. We might be thinking, oh no, it's just the president or it's the Social Security Administration. No, not really. It's actually lawmakers. They are the ones who have the authority to make the new laws, to make the new bills, the new proposals, to make the changes, to vote on it, and then ultimately we all need to live with the effects of whatever they change, okay? So that's very important. We've got to watch these lawmakers very closely. So here's the deal. Over the last few years here, for the most part, maybe like 4 years ago, monthly check programs were essentially not even really a thing. However, over the last 3 or so years, we've seen a ton of these monthly check programs popping up all across the country. In fact, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you've heard me talk about multiple of these programs out there. They're usually referred to as guaranteed basic income. Sometimes they call them universal basic income, but that's really not what it is. They're usually guaranteed basic income programs, which are ongoing, no strings attached checks, specifically focused on lower income individuals, okay? So obviously Social Security and all of these benefits administered by Social Security are very different than that, right? They're not exactly the same thing. These are benefits that are administered to the beneficiaries who are, receiving Social Security retirement benefits, or somebody who's maybe receiving SSDI or SSI, or maybe a spousal benefit or survivor's benefit, something like this. It's very different than just an ongoing monthly check program like a guaranteed basic income. However, at the same time, even though it's different, it's still very similar, I should say. So it's still very similar in that sense, okay? Now, another thing I want to point out as well, we know that there are lawmakers in Congress. In fact, I've talked about it before in other videos here on the channel. There's a piece of legislation out there in Congress right now called the Support Act, which would send out ongoing $1,200 ongoing monthly checks administered on a nationwide level for everybody who is determined as low income according to their definitions, okay? So very important stuff. Now, I want to talk about this really quickly here because I know this is a major concern. In fact, I've seen this down below in the comment section previously from some of you here in the community asking, are they really going to be replaced? Are my benefits going to be replaced or ending? Well, first off, I want to say this much. They're not ending, okay? Please don't worry about that. Are they going to be replaced? As of right now, no. They're not going to be replaced, okay? Your fixed income benefits administered by Social Security are not going to be replaced anytime soon. However, now let me talk about what some lawmakers have said about these ongoing monthly check programs and Social Security as a whole. Now, here's what's interesting about this. We know Social Security is dealing with some major financial issues. In fact, You probably heard me talk about it, right? Lawmakers have no clue what they're going to do about this, right? You've seen all the proposals out there to change the program, to increase solvency, to raise taxes, to raise the full retirement age, to end the COLA, to turn Social Security into a fixed income benefit program, all of these things like this. Again, the list goes on and on. Those are just a few that I can just rattle off right now. But we know that this thing is going to be changing, okay? Now here's the thing. We've seen some lawmakers coming out saying, cuts to Social Security are inevitable. In other words, they're going to happen and there's nothing we can do about it, okay? We've also seen some other lawmakers coming out saying, that's not an option. We don't have that as an option. We must do something about this. And we've also seen some lawmakers coming out suggesting we need to change Social Security, as in it needs to be replaced, okay? This is a real conversation with some lawmakers out there that have really said this. It is on video, it is on tape, it is recorded. Some lawmakers have come out and suggested we need to replace Social Security, okay? Now again, I want to make this very clear. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. But these lawmakers are finally recognizing, hey, Social Security was formed, almost 90 years ago, okay? Almost 90 years ago. The program has been great for this whole time. But we continue to have these financial issues that Congress doesn't really do a whole lot about, right? They wait until the last minute, they kick and scream, they argue, and then ultimately they come up with some solution that doesn't really serve anybody at the end of the day, right? So we know that this is the issue. Well, some lawmakers are suggesting that maybe it's time to start talking about a replacement to the program. Maybe Social Security kind of ran its course. Now, again, I'm not suggesting this is the case and that this is going to happen anytime soon, but they're talking about this and saying maybe at some point here, within the next 10, 15, 20 years or so, maybe we need to find a replacement for Social Security because this program, the way that it's currently set up and the way that things are going, it's not really serving the beneficiaries anymore, okay? What else is interesting about this as well is that, like I said a couple minutes ago, which is the legislation that's out there in Congress right now to establish these ongoing monthly check programs administered by the federal government, okay? So remember, how do we get Social Security benefits? Well, we get them by paying in through basically our entire life into Social Security payroll taxes. It goes into the trust fund, and then we have this promise, which really isn't a promise, which, by the way, did you realize they have no obligation to pay Social Security to beneficiaries? Did you know that? That's really a thing, okay? So even though we pay in through all the Social Security payroll taxes through our entire life, through our working career, they have no promise and no obligation to pay those benefits to beneficiaries. That is a real thing, okay? So if you don't believe me, feel free to look it up. It's kind of scary to think about that. We pay in with the potential maybe promise that we'll get those benefits back someday. But that is not a promise in any way, shape, or form, and they do not even have any obligation to pay anybody any money from Social Security. It's crazy, right? So anyway, that is what they're talking about. So I want to bring this to you really quickly here and talk about the details of this, what these lawmakers are suggesting, the talk that is going on out there about a potential replacement to the program, as well as when this could potentially happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but they're talking within the next 1 to 2 decades or so. Again, that's a long time, 10 to 20 years or so. They should really be focusing on setting up that replacement now so that when things really hit the fan with Social Security in about 10 years from right now, not even 9 years or so, that they have something in place rather than waiting until then and saying, oh, by golly gee, we should have set something up about 10 years ago. We should have been on our toes here thinking about this, right? But that's maybe not something they're going to do. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens. But as of right now, these benefits are obviously not going anywhere, but we do know that some changes will be coming. What their changes are going to be, we don't know yet. That's the scary part. We don't know yet. It's all up in the air right now, and it's in the possession of lawmakers. If that's not scary, I'm not sure what is, right? So anyway, hope this one helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. I want to bring you the details about this, what they're talking about, and any potential talk out there about these checks being replaced with monthly checks. Now, here's another thing too as well. These ongoing monthly check programs, just really quickly on this, are usually the best of all the worlds. Usually, these payments are not counted as income. Usually, they are not taxable, and usually, they do not offset other benefits like SNAP benefits or Medicaid coverages or other assistance that you might be getting. Like I said, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP benefits or utility assistance. housing assistance, all kinds of stuff like that. Usually these monthly check programs do not offset other things like that. So whereas your Social Security, you get a little teeny tiny raise for the COLA on Social Security, and everybody can't wait to get in there and start taking your benefits away. Have you ever noticed? Yeah, exactly, right? We talk about it every year. Anyway, hope this helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel down below so you don't miss any videos going forward. A lot of things are changing rapidly right now. And also, feel free to share the video with your friends from my social media and go back and check out the other videos here on the channel. Thousands of videos, 4,000 videos here on the channel for you to check out. So have a good day. Hope this helps you. Again, I'll catch you again later in the next video, and have a nice day.